Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Sir. Good morning, sir.
So you are originally from Warangal.
Yes, sir. My native place is Varangal, sir.
And how long have you been in Bhopal and other areas?
Sir, almost around 8 years, sir. From last 8 years, we came during my engineering. I have graduated from Srinidhi College, sir, near Gatke, sir. So during that time, we have completely shifted to Hyderabad, and from then we are staying in Uppal.
It's about 8 years or how many years?
8 years, sir. From past 8 years.
So when did you complete your engineering? Which year?
It is in 2012, sir.
What were you doing in the last 8 years?
Sir, after 2012, immediately I got a campus placement, sir. From there, I was working in Cognizant Technology Solutions for 6 years, sir. So for the first 4 years, I was working in different locations in India, and then for last 1.5 year, I was working in London, sir.
Last year and a half.
Yes, sir.
Are you still working in Cognizant or?
No, sir. In December 2018, I have resigned, and then I've started civil services preparations.
Okay, good. So in the column extracurricular activities and interests, there are some interesting entries.
Yes, sir.
Visiting war museums like Imperial War Museum, Berlin Bunker Museum, and watching World War II related movies.
Yes.
First question is, where is this Imperial War Museum, in which city?
It is in London, sir. There are kind of 4 museums that are associated with the Imperial War Museum, but the main museum is in London, sir.
Which are the other 3?
The other 3, one is the warship, sir. There is a warship. It is HMS Belfast. In London Thames River, they have parked it and they have converted into a war museum. So that also,
Have you gone inside?
yes, sir. Yes. So I have visited 2 of them which are present in London, sir, and rest of the 2 are in Scotland and other places, sir, like Northern Ireland. So I was in London. So at the time I got interest to actually, being an engineer, so I was fascinated with the technology of World War. So I happened to visit that museum, and from there I have got this interest, sir, to see how the technology being developed, especially during the crisis situation.
And this Berlin Bunker Museum must be in Berlin.
Yes, sir.
And you visited that.
Yes, sir. After developing this interest, I tried to see what are the World War II related museums, and then I figured out one is Berlin, sir, Berlin Bunker Museum, Führer Museum, and the other is in London itself. There is Winston Churchill's War Room, so that also I visited. Also, there is Anne Frank House in Netherlands, sir. Even that also I visited. But due to space paucity, I have mentioned only 2.
What are the World War related movies that you have watched?
So recently I have watched Dunkirk, and before that also I have watched movies like Cinder's List and even Fury, and there are other movies. Very recently it is not World War II, sir, but World War I movie released 1917. So even that I have watched, sir.
Good.
Yes, which brings
Yes, sir.
you studied Polytechnic,
Yes, sir.
a 3-year course.
Yes, sir.
And later you studied the engineering BTech,
Yes, sir.
which is a 3-year course again from Polytechnic.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is the focus on education in ITIs, which are also engineering institutions? Vis-a-vis in polytechnics, vis-a-vis engineering colleges, other graduation studies. What is the focus?
Focus of IITs, sir, or
ITIs.
ITIs,
I'm
okay.
talking about ITIs. After that, you take up
Yes, sir.
Industrial Training Institute certificate course.
Yes, sir.
Or after
Diploma.
intermediate, you take a diploma course. You
Yes.
have taken a diploma course for 3 years.
Yes, sir.
Then after passing your diploma, you studied engineering.
Yes, sir.
What is the focus in engineering education, in
Yes.
diploma education, and in IT education? You have any
Yes, sir,
idea?
definitely. I would like to explain, sir. Sir, basically, after 10th class, instead of going to intermediate, there are other provisions, especially made by government, for vocational kind of training. ITI is mainly oriented towards employability, sir. So, more kind of vocational training would be given in ITI, like kind of fitters, mechanical fitters, or in electronics, there would be kind of vocational jobs that would be trained in ITI, sir. In diploma, there is a second level, sir. Apart from vocational or employability training, they also give training to pursue further education. So that is about diploma, sir. In engineering, it's more specialized, sir. So that we get certain kind of graduates with more higher level of skills than diploma and ITI, sir. This is what I found out.
If what you say is right, do you think it is right on the part of the government to say that if somebody wants to become a graduate engineer, you should first get an ITI course, followed by diploma engineering, and followed by engineering?
Actually, this is not the way, sir. I mean, it is kind of giving flexibility to everyone, like whatever the education they want to pursue. If somebody has interest in pursuing the higher level of engineering, then they can go through either intermediate or through diploma. Or if someone wants to drop out after diploma and pursue employability based on their social and economic situations, then they can opt ITI or diploma, sir. So it is kind of exit route at each level to get into the employment.
But I say that you didn't get a good rank in MCET, and therefore you didn't get admission in engineering college, but you got admission in polytechnic, and therefore you took a polytechnic, not for the reason that you are known.
Sir, basically, diploma is actually after 10th, sir. It is not after intermediate. So, but still, after intermediate also, we can write ECET and then get into it. But yeah, this is another alternative, sir. If we don't get very good college through that, at least we can do diploma and can settle at the next big levels.
Now, Cognizant,
Yes, sir.
there is news that one point of time they said they are outside.
Yes, sir.
And at the same time, they are unfair. They say that they are also increasing the employment opportunities in India, which is correct.
Sir, actually both are correct, sir. There is a kind of dichotomy in Cognizant, sir. The thing is like there were huge, salary wise and economical cost wise, it would be huge cost for the higher management, for the cadre of higher management, sir. But instead, if we hire people from the graduation, fresh graduates, the economic cost would be very less. So they would be hiring graduates, fresh graduates, which are of low economic cost in large numbers, sir. But they would also fire who were there in the higher management if they found that they have the excess capacity, sir. So that is why we have both kind of things going on in Cognizant, sir.
But does it speak well of higher management of Cognizant as far as motivating the workforce is concerned? It is not necessary that they should hold back the workforce instead of training candidates to other organizations just because in the short term for economic considerations they should recruit from college so that they can pay less and then be the
Actually, it is both ways, sir. Like from graduates, they would also be progressing towards the higher level management, sir. That is one progression that is happening. At the higher level, mostly they would not be ready to fire them because they have huge skills, but only because they were kind of economic slowdown or the kind of orders that Cognizant would get for its products. And there is one more thing, sir. In software companies, they usually hire it in large numbers, sir, anticipating that they would get the projects in pipeline. And many times those pipeline projects would be cancelled or that would be rescheduled. So they have to scale down on their operations. And it would make wise decision for a private company to actually cost down, economically and also less effect on the company. So firing lower graduates would have more long-term impact, sir. Whereas firing the higher management who are in excess capacity, according to them, would be less cost option for them.
Have you heard of something called ease of doing business?
Yes.
Can you explain what it is?
Yes, sir. So ease of doing business is it's a kind of World Bank generating reports, sir, where we try to evaluate every country or specifically major industrial regions of a country in terms of doing the business, ranging from enforcing contracts to getting the permits and establishing the industry. So there are around 10 to 12 parameters, sir. So based on that, we would evaluate. And India is performing very well in that ease of doing business. We have improved significantly from around above 100 rank we used to be, and now we are at 70, sir, as far as I remember.
You have an idea about Telangana's rank and Andhra Pradesh's rank in the country?
Again, there is another ease of doing business which country is itself doing, sir, to provide competitive federalism. So in that, I am aware that Telangana and the AP are doing very well, but I am not sure of the ranks, sir, exact ranks where they stand.
What differences that you have seen in good governance measures taken in UK since you were there in UK?
Yes, sir.
And in India, with specific difference to LRC?
Okay, sir. Sir, yes, sir. I found specifically couple of things, sir. One thing is the mayor is very powerful in London, sir. I mean, even after Prime Minister of UK, it is the mayor who gets that recognition and power to get the things done, sir. And if we compare it with Hyderabad, in Hyderabad, mayor is not that powerful enough to do the governance activities in at least urban administration. It's a paradox, sir, because Hyderabad is a more revenue generator for entire state. Even if we consider India also, 2 by 3rd of our revenue generation comes from urban cities. But still, urban governance is the least neglected part. Whereas in UK, it is the most appreciated part, sir. And second thing, public spaces, sir. There are ample public spaces in UK to actually get the information and debate, like from tea houses to coffee houses and even workplaces. They would debate the politics and try to get the information, sir. In India, or specifically in Telangana, usually the media is the main dominating public space. Even though we have other public spaces, but usually the information is kind of provided through the broadcasting media or now social media, sir. So that is one thing. Second thing, and the other thing, sir, we have in UK there is a concept of direct participative democracy more. Like they would be participating in the council meetings. Every citizen, at least in the Saturdays or Sundays, they would be participating there. But here it is bit less, sir, than compared to there.
In the context of good governance,
Yes, sir.
is the individual important or the institution? You said mayor of London is more powerful than mayor of Hyderabad. Is the individual that is important or the institution and the institution mechanism and the practices and procedures which are well documented which are important?
So both are important, sir, according to me, because institutions are the structures that stay for long, more than the individuals. Those are definitely important, sir. But also the individual's role, who will be placed in those institutions, they also play a crucial role. So both are important, sir.
In your view, what parameters have improved in Hyderabad city as far as good governance is concerned over a period of time, from your childhood, say, from your college days to now?
Yes, sir. Sir, one stark change I have observed very recently is in the sanitation, sir. Earlier, I used to observe like my parents, my mother used to dump the garbage directly in the nearby neighborhood, sir. Right now, every sanitation worker is GHMC sanitation worker is coming straight away to my house and collecting the garbage. So that improvement I have found. And the next thing, sir, in transport. Earlier, when I used to commute from Uppal to High Tech City, it used to take me around 2 hours, sir. But right now, for my sister, who is also working in IT, it is taking her only 45 minutes to 1 hour, sir. So that is a massive improvement that we saw. And the third thing is in the e-space, sir. Like we have made the documents can be directly obtained from the e-Seva, sir. Like earlier, we used to go to MRO office, even for the caste certificate. When I was doing engineering, I used to go rounds and rounds to MRO office. But right now, it is completely online. So I have to apply, and there is a fixed time period of 15 days, and then I'll get it online, sir. So these are the improvements I found, sir, personally.
You talked about solid waste collection,
Yes, sir.
about sanitation.
Yes.
What more do you think should be done in Hyderabad city?
Sir, in the solid waste management itself, one thing what I found is, even though they have provided us dry box and wet box, sir, still they are not completely implementing the segregation of waste, sir. Because one is there is poor awareness among the households itself, and the second thing, there is also a kind of I don't say complicity, sir, but it's kind of challenge for them to actually maintain.
Complacency.
Sorry, sir, complacency. Yes, sir. So they were mixing again in the same truck. They were mixing both the dry weight and solid waste, sir, just after collecting. So those are the one thing. And second thing, garbage dumps, sir. We are still using the traditional mechanism of dumping it at the outskirts of the city in the landfills instead of using the carcinator technology or making use of carcinators.
Incinerator.
I'm really
It's
sorry,
one of
sir.
the technologies. It's one of the technologies. Okay, all right, carry on.
Yes, sir. And also there are other new technologies, sir, for converting the waste to manure and all. So even compost waste management systems and all, we are not employing it in large scale. Sir. So that is what we can improve, I can see.
You have visited Imperial War Museum, London War Museum, and watched World War II movies.
Yes, sir.
Why didn't you join the army?
Yes. Yes, sir. There are two reasons, sir. First thing is that it's already, I have chosen the path of software services and I had the age of around 26, sir.
The question is different. Why you have chosen this is a different question. Why did you reject the other options?
Okay, sir.
When you have examined 5-6 options, you have chosen this option. So far, so good. My question is, why did you reject that option? and you have shown very active interest
Yes, sir.
in everything defense oriented. Nothing else. No other hobby also. It's very intriguing.
So that is one thing because
I
I'm
think he is right. He should be considering the more peace loving or war loving.
That's right.
There was no war last.
There was no war.
yes, sir.
Even the Chin Ram is not now for.
There was no war in Britain, but there's plenty of action here.
Yes.
Yeah, please tell me, why do you reach to the
Sir, one thing I was not completely aware of the armed forces options during my career service when I was opting career because I have opted initially diploma, sir, after 10th, and then after that the first preferred option is engineering, and then I went to engineering, but I was never told or never counseled about the other options. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Second question is, you made a very interesting statement. IIT, ITI,
ITI, sir.
diploma, and graduation.
Yes,
The graduation is the highest way where you can get highest degree of skill set.
yes, sir.
That's okay. But the study says only 12% of the engineering graduates are employable. There's a contradiction in terms of what you're saying, or something is wrong somewhere.
Yes,
This is a NASCOM study.
yes, sir.
Only 12% of the engineering graduates, roughly about 25 lakh graduates come from India. Engineering. Amazing. Only 12% are employed.
Yes, sir. Sir, I agree, sir. There is a contradiction. Actually, it is expected that graduates should be of highly skilled, specialized cadre that should come out for the employability. But unfortunately, in some of the areas in India, that skillability or developing that skills is a bit lacking because of many factors, sir. Right from regulation of engineering colleges to the teacher training and research orientation. All these factors have contributed in less quality of skills that are being obtained from the graduates.
So,
So we have to focus on improving those by inculcating the research and development, and also regulation of those engineering colleges in ensuring they have the right skills for the graduates that are coming out, and also industry and academic cooperation, sir. Because of there is a kind of gap between the skills that are expected by the industry and the skills that we are producing from our colleges. So that also needs to be corrected, sir, to get the actual what we perceive of engineering, what the skills that we perceive of engineering. To obtain those, we have to reform, or we have to at least ensure these things are addressed.
you play any games, my friend?
Yes, sir. I recently started a game, sir.
Recently.
Yes, sir. Very
How
recent. 4 months back.
Ah.
Earlier, I used to play cricket, sir, but it's not a completely involved game. Like I used to play on and off in the street, so that is why I didn't mention it.
Okay, Sachin.
Okay, you got the experience in India as well as in UK.
Yes, sir.
That's why education is concerned. What's the difference between the two systems of education?
Sir, one thing what I found is in UK system there is a kind of freedom of choice, sir, in curriculum. Like in when I was doing engineering in India, there was no kind of freedom of choice. Like if once you opt a course, there is no flexibility in changing. For example, when I passed out diploma, I was not aware that I'm completely interested in computer science, but I've opted electronics as my graduation subject. Later in the third year, I realized I have interest in computers, but there was no option for me to choose. Whereas in UK, that flexibility of choice is there, sir. And the second thing, there are huge intern options as well. Every academy is associated with the company.
Can we change the system to India? Will it suit to Indian conditions?
Regarding the flexibility of choice, yes, sir, it suits us, but we have to make certain local adaptations, sir. For example, our country students are not aware fully of making these choices. So we should equip them. We should make them aware, like what are the benefits of doing the other choice option, or how can they make the credits out of it.
Suppose if you have made the education secretary,
Yes,
so
sir.
what measures you are going to initiate?
Okay, sir. Sir, initially first I would involve both the students and teachers to get their status, like what is the level of preparedness if we want to implement them. And the second thing, then if at all we have to implement them, then what are the precautionary measures that we have to take? For example, awareness camps for the students, like this is the system that we are bringing up, so this is the awareness for you and how would you benefit it.
Yeah, okay.
And then we would also train the teachers, sir, because teachers are the most guiders or mentors for the students. So we should mentor them, teachers, by after taking all these precautions. Then we slowly, in a phased manner, we will implement this. Sir.
Our sir has asked about why the engineering graduates are now less employed compared to their output. So there are lakhs of people are coming, only 12% or 13%.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this means one side these people got the degrees, but they are not getting employment. They are professionally qualified people.
Yes, sir.
But they are not becoming professionals.
Yes, sir.
Who is a professional?
So professional is both acquiring academic knowledge and also industry knowledge and the skills that are needed for the employment. Apart from this, sir, so what we are lacking is the skilling mechanism or internship mechanism, where we get the industry oriented skills for our graduates. For example, sir, when an electronics student is passing out of the graduation, he also should be aware of the practical knowledge. By providing interns, that we can solve this part, sir.
That's only acquisition of the skills and knowledge what we are talking about. Who is a professional?
Professional, I can see like who acquired the necessary skills for the job.
So whether a student is a professional or not.
Student has the potential to become professional, sir. When the student is trained for that job or for the required skills of particular opportunity, then he would become professional. Or when he acquires and practices those skills.
So while studying itself,
Okay, sir.
it's not going for any job like that. Whether a student is a professional or not. Can we call him as a professional or not?
No, sir. Student has the potential, but student is not yet the professional. Student will become professional when he practices those skills that he acquired.
So you are interested in wars. So most of the times we have seen. No, you are from Warangal.
Yes,
So
sir.
tell us why Pradapatra was different. What was wrong with the strategy of our people?
I'm really sorry, sir. I will research on that. I didn't completely explore that area, sir.
Okay. So you know about the world, but you are not
Okay,
Sir,
are you aware of Jatra called Samaka Sarate Jatra, and when is it held and how often is it held?
I know that Jatra takes places, sir, but I'm not sure about the antecedent. I mean, the history of
Not even periodicity. Is it held every
every 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years. Yeah, periodicity.
Yeah, I was just wondering, Sagar,
Yes,
I also keep hearing about this word called startup.
yes, sir.
What exactly is this startup and what is your review about startup? Are they really surviving or is it all just hype or what exactly is happening on the startup front?
Sir, yes, sir. So we have huge human resource potential in India, sir. So, and the next generation, instead of directly looking everyone for employment, we actually can create employment. So this will solve our problems of demographic. I mean, using the demographic dividend instead of becoming a demographic liability. Startup is the best option, sir. So in India, we have started this campaign by supporting our younger generation in both operational skills and also providing the credit and also guidance and the required mentorship for them. Even in Hyderabad as well, we started T-Hub and all. Yes, sir. There are many good startups. There are many unicorns that became successful right from Flipkart and all. But there were many which are also kind of failing in the lower levels, sir. So
More like bubbles, They just come today they are there, tomorrow they are
yes, sir.
disappearing.
There were some, sir, but we need to actually see the reasons why they were failing to make sure that they also get progressed in that ladder, sir. So I can see like some of them at least are failing because of poor awareness of the market, sir. Like many of them don't have the market research or market kind of studies that were made, like what the big companies have. Usually when they launch a product, they usually conduct a market survey.
Okay, in that direction, is there anything that government can do? Do you think, or is it just purely individual enterprise or initiative that can solve this problem?
No, sir. Government can do not
Or
only,
able in what way?
sir, in providing, making sure that the information is available, in facilitating the communication between different entrepreneurs. For example, if there are any successful startups like Flipkart or anything, they can share those wisdom or information with the coming up startups, or they can even mentor them. So those kind of facilitation can be done by the government by providing them the infrastructure, sir. And similarly, individual entrepreneurs as well. Nowadays, we have this access to global media. So even they, by acquiring access to internet, especially in the rural areas, as we are implementing this BharatNet and all, so by acquiring them, they can also access information in the world, and they can more progressively reach the markets that were earlier not reached, sir.
You were in a relatively smaller town and you moved to Hyderabad.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And probably when you moved, Hyderabad was different. But today we talk about Hyderabad as a smart city. You know,
Yes.
there's a very fascinating word, smart city.
Yes, sir.
So is it because we all are dressed in very smartly, we call it smart city, or is it why exactly we call it a smart city? And what is the concept of a smart city?
Okay, sir. So smart city has both aspects, sir. One is technology, and the second thing is the behavior of the citizens. So both acting technology and taking up the smart technologies and cutting out the long process usually that takes place and making the systems efficient, and also making sure the behavior of the people who reside in those smart cities also behave in a smart way. So
Like what?
for example, sir, if there is sanitation kind of thing, so we can employ RFID tagging for the dustbins, and also the users who use those technology should be made aware to use those smartly. I mean to maintain them instead of depending only on the government to do the maintenance.
Okay.
So this kind of both stakeholders from the demand side and also from the supply side, if we address, then smart cities vision can be in obstacle.
Did you ever visit any government office?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes.
What connection?
One, I went for an educational certificate for the scholarship, sir, in my graduation time. And then also recently, very recently, I went to a police station, sir.
Okay.
To actually, my father has sold a vehicle, two-wheeler vehicle when I was in UK, but he didn't get the documents or transfer to that person. And so I was worried. So I went to complain about that because I was unable to trace the number of that.
Okay, how would you explain your experience of visiting a government office?
So there are kind of both experiences, sir. One is in, yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, in MRO office when I went 2 times, sir. Earlier when I used to go in 10th class for diploma, for work related to diploma, I used to face kind of postponement. Like whenever I used to go, they used to ask me to come some other day when we were free.
Come tomorrow syndrome.
Yes, sir. But recently when I went for this graduation thing, there was complete improvement, sir. Now they were asking me to, if not come tomorrow, at least wait for 10-15 minutes. We have our officer free. Then you can talk and explain the problems.
I see.
So that is a change that I found.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
But is that the reason why you are from being a technocrat you want to become a bureaucrat?
So that is not the only reason, sir. But the other reason are like two impulses drive me, sir. One is making professionally myself improved in my career, and the second thing is also to be part of opportunity to serve the society and nation directly. So I thought civil services is the perfect platform where both are coinciding. So I thought then this would make my skills.
Bureaucracy is so highly structured. What liberty and elbow room you have?
So within that limited structures itself, there is huge potential to transform the lives of the people, sir. That I can see directly even when I visited police station as well, sir. As I said, when I visited the police.
But don't you think the nation's resources got wasted by training you as a technocrat and taking you as a bureaucrat?
Sir, instead it is the other way around, sir. Actually ensuring the technocrats come into bureaucracy, it will help directly in improving the lives of the people, sir. So I believe it would be more wiser option actually for diverse background candidates to come into bureaucracies.
Okay, here your mock interview ends. Have you taken 32 minutes?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Normally we take only about 25. You are very pleasant.
Thank you,
The
sir.
rate of flow of words from your mouth is more or less the ideal. Some people tend to talk very fast, some people can talk very slow. So you continue to be this way in the final interview. When is the final interview?
It's on 26th February, sir.
Okay. I'm sure you will do well. It would help if you can shave and go. I don't know.
Sir, actually, I was traveling from Warangal to Hyderabad, sir. So I got a call that the interview is scheduled today, so I didn't get enough time.
I know, but this beard can't be 24
Definitely,
hours.
sir. I will not do, sir. I will not do that.
Sort of a little more presentable.
Yes.
Okay. By and large, you didn't contradict yourself. But your hobby is somewhat dangerous hobby. Therefore, nothing else. Be prepared to, there will be many questions.
Yes, sir.
So,
It's very absolutely right. Please understand what he wants to say.
Yes, sir.
so you have to be more prepared.
The serving the nation is a big hoax. Even a potato farmer serves the nation. IAS person serves the nation. Fauji serves the nation. Serving the nation is bad.
Okay.
And very few people have it others anyway. Be honest, I mean.
Yes.
Be honest. Serving the nation, please.
Career.
Career, good career, exciting career, good prospects. You see the world. Good.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
More security.
Security, good job,
Yes, sir.
security.
Definitely.
Be careful, please pay attention to what he says.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Sure.
Please share.
And societal recognition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of a satisfaction.
Yeah, okay, satisfaction.
When you look back and say, okay,
Okay.
some slight changes you make in the lives of the
Ah.
people.
You do.
In a very small
In
way.
fact, notwithstanding what the media says, not 100% of decisions are made by politicians.
Yes.
99 decisions are yours, 99%.
Bureaucrats.
One odd case. Otherwise, you have a lot of discretion, and if you choose to be honest, you'll be a god.
Okay.
That's your choice. Anyway, so you can give whatever answers you want to give, but the more realistic they are, the better.
So
So
then,
the service
can we
are-
say something like if they ask like,
Hold on.
okay, sir.
Your approach again is wrong. How should I answer is different. What should I answer is a different question.
Okay.
This question may not come at all.
Yes, sir.
In any case, at the end of all this, I'll give you, would you like to ask us anything?
Oh, okay,
And
sir.
that is the
Sorry,
time.
sir.
Yeah.
Okay, doesn't matter. So by and large, you're well informed, you're very pleasant, you have a lot of strong points, and I'm sure you will do very well. Okay? Plenty of time till. So don't be in a hurry and then present yourself pleasantly.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. You are humble and you are polite. You are also accepting.
Okay.
But there are 2 points which will go against you in the interview.
Okay. Sir.
One is lack of knowledge about your own district from which you came from.
Yes, sir.
You are supposed to be knowing about the
Yes.
history or contemporary events at least. If you don't know about the history, it's okay.
Pratapurudra, okay, condoned.
Yeah.
But Samarkand Savarama,
Yes.
So better prepare about
Definitely, sir.
your district history, background, then
Yes.
about Telangana movement,
Yes, sir.
what role your Professor Jaishankar ji, who is from
Warangal,
Warangal, has played. You can expect this question. So
Okay.
that will go against you certainly because otherwise you are doing very well.
Sure, sir.
The second thing is you are very serious initially. But then when the interviewer became casual, you also tended to be casual. You are also smiling and your replies were very casual, which you should not.
Okay.
Your replies cannot be casual. You have to be equally serious from beginning to the end.
It is a formal conversation.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Otherwise, you are good. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
You're okay. But one thing which has jarred the entire, you're very good. You travel from Warangal to this place, it takes 3 minutes to shave, my friend.
Yes, sir. That is true.
It shows that attitude towards this interview and attitude towards yourself.
are you in the habit of shaving like us or go to the barber shop?
No, sir. I shave myself.
Oh, then it takes only 3
2
minutes.
minutes, 3 minutes.
No, is it not a fashion to grow beard these days?
People are doing so, but I didn't do it for fashion, sir. Actually, it's only because one thing I might forgot because of that. So definitely, it's my mistake, sir. I will definitely.
Then say that. Don't say I don't have time. And we'll go into time planning interview. You'll be finished. No, I'm very serious.
Yes.
3 minutes better. 3
You
minutes.
will get 3 marks extra. If only you have a little clean shave. Well, we had evaluated.
3 minutes, 3
So
marks.
you will be more present.
You're okay.
Yes, sir. Definitely, I will correct these mistakes.
Sagar,
Yes.
be very clear about your concepts. So I have stressed the word professional because you already worked in somewhere and you are coming for another profession.
Yes, sir.
So you also used in your conversation about the professional.
Yes.
So be clear about who is a professional. The student is a professional. Don't say that he is not a professional. The characteristics of professionals are entirely different. Okay, go and read the book The Professional by Subrata Bakshi. He will tell you the clarity of that book.
Okay, sure.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, so Prem Sagar, really pleased with your performance.
Thank you, sir.
There's just one small problem, when you entered,
Yes,
you had some confusion about how to salute the board.
yes,
You are little this, little that, little jittery and all that. Okay?
yes,
Be
sir.
clear, just enter and say this when you enter and say good morning, sir. Yeah. You were saying like this, you were saying like this.
Yes, sir.
Okay? But otherwise your articulation is good. Here and there it's broadening stuff like carcinogenic
Yes, sir.
incinerations and things like that. But otherwise your expressions are really good.
Sure.
Keep the tempo at the same level. And your articulation is good. I'm really pleased with your performance.
Thank
And
you,
you have
sir.
got a lot of clarity in your expression and all the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now would you like to ask any questions to us?
Yes, sir. Like regarding why civil services, as sir has pointed out, like
No, but what is the truth? You tell me, why do you want to join the civil service?
You have taken a choice.
Sir,
The truth.
yes, sir. Truth. The one thing is that personally also I want to grow, and also I want to directly do a job where I have an impact on the peoples of the life directly, sir. I can do this by
No,
some
this is the answer we want.
Okay, sir.
It's not necessarily serving public. You see, you have in you the nature to do good.
Yes, sir.
Fair enough. You want to do an honest job. And since you don't appear to be all that wealthy, you want to wipe a tear here and there.
Yes, sir.
If possible, if given opportunity. In the case of Cognizant, where you work, I think
Yes,
for
sir.
about 4 or 5 years. or
Yes,
so,
sir.
You don't wipe anybody's tear. Your proprietors, your shareholders are very happy.
Exactly, sir.
Whereas,
You only reach their offers.
whereas in the government service, you are essentially a public servant and you command vast resources. So, if you want, you could use those resources to wipe a tear of some needy fellow. You can do justice. You can set right any wrong. That is possible. So, you can say whatever it comes from the bottom of your heart.
Okay.
So, you don't have to use words like ego kick and all that. It's okay, that is implied. All said and done, once you are an IAS officer, you are certainly one among crores of people. There are not that many.
Yes,
The
sir.
whole year, in a 12-month period, hardly about 130 to 140 out of this huge population become IAS officers.
Yes, sir.
So it has its own peculiar social status, etc. But if your main point is something like trying to undo a wrong or something like that, set right a wrong, you can say that. Okay. Good. Any other question?
That's it, sir.
So your interview is in February.
26th February, sir.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.